Imagine your favorite song, the one you have on repeat right now. Now, what if I told you that song, the melody, the words, was probably written by someone else, maybe even decades ago?
It's a really surprising thought, but it's true a lot of the time. And that's what we're going to get into today, the whole world of the cover version.
Right. It's such a basic part of how music works, how it evolves.
It really is. So a cover version, just to be clear, is a new performance,
Yeah.
a totally brand new recording of a song that was originally done by a different artist.
And it's not just copying, it's a whole art form in itself. But it's interesting because it didn't always start out as, a creative choice.
Not at all. You have to go way back, like to the very beginning of the music industry, before
Yeah.
streaming, before even LPs.
Back when it was all about sheet music.
Exactly. And when recorded music started becoming a thing, it was actually standard practice for tons of different singers to record the exact same popular song, all at the same time.
So a hit song wasn't owned by just one person?
No, it was shared. And the music publishers, the people who owned the actual song, they loved this. They actively encouraged it.
Because it meant more exposure, right?
It meant maximum exposure. Think about it. If you have 5 artists record the same song in 5 different styles, maybe a jazz version, a pop version, a dance track.
You're going to hit every part of the market.
Precisely. So the original reason for covers was just smart business, pure economics.
But that's shifted so much. Today, when you hear a cover, the motivation is usually something else entirely. It feels more personal.
It really is. For an established artist, a cover is often a tribute. It's their way of saying, this person influenced me, this song matters. It's an act of respect.
Or, and this is the really strategic part,
Yeah.
it's a huge tool for a new artist who's just trying to get noticed.
Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, if you're a new band, you've got this huge challenge. How do you get a whole crowd of strangers to connect with you?
You play something they already know.
You play something they know.
Yeah.
It's like a bridge. You use that famous song to connect your unknown band to this massive audience.
It's like an instant bond. You prove you have good taste, you prove you can play, and suddenly they're willing to listen to your original songs.
And sometimes it's even more practical than that. Let's say you're a young band. You only have 4 original songs ready.
But you've got a 45-minute gig.
I have to fill the time. So you use covers to build out your set list while you're still writing.
Okay, but let's push back on that a little. If a new artist relies too much on a cover, don't they risk, being seen as just a copycat? Doesn't it hide their own voice?
That is the big risk. That's the artistic tension. But a lot of the time, the artist isn't even making that call on their own.
Ah, so the record label gets involved?
The record label steps in. For them, a new artist is a multi-million-dollar investment. They want to minimize risk. And a classic song is, well, it's a proven hit.
It's a guarantee. They know it works on the radio. They know people already like it.
So they might suggest, or maybe even push, a new artist to record a cover. It's just a safer bet to get that first hit single.
But beyond the business side, there's also the creative challenge for the musician, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. I think a lot of musicians cover songs just to push themselves, to see if they can pull off a really difficult vocal or a complex arrangement.
It's like their homework. They're studying the greats to figure out their own style.
But before they can release that amazing new version, they run smack into the rules of the music business.
Right. It's not a free-for-all. You can't just take someone's work.
No. And this is where it gets a little technical, but it's super important. The law is set up to make sure the original songwriters get paid for their idea. And the key to all of this is something called a mechanical license.
Okay, hold on. Let's say I take a song and I totally change it. New instruments, new tempo. It sounds nothing like the original. Why do I still have to pay the person who wrote it? Isn't my arrangement my own work?
That is a fantastic question, and it gets right to the heart of it. You own your performance, your recording, but you do not own the composition.
The composition being the original melody and the lyrics.
Exactly. The mechanical license protects that core idea. So you're actually free to record your new version without asking permission, but you must get that license and pay for it.
And that payment is called a royalty.
Yep. For every copy sold, or more realistically today, for every stream on Spotify or Apple Music, a tiny fraction of a cent goes back to the original songwriter.
So it's basically a system that lets artists be creative and reinterpret songs,
while making sure the person who had the idea in the first place still gets compensated for their work. It's a balance.
So you get the license, you pay the royalties, you're usually good to go. But you said usually. There's an exception, isn't there?
There is a big one. And it all has to do with how much you change the song. You can change the feel, the tempo, the instruments, go from heavy metal to a quiet piano ballad. That's all fine. But if you want to change the lyrics or alter the fundamental melody in a major way, you have to get permission directly from the creator. Explicit consent.
So I can't take a famous pop song and just rewrite the chorus to be about my dog.
Not without asking, no. If you wanted to make it a parody or change the story the song is telling, you need to get the writer to sign off on it. You can interpret, but you can't fundamentally rewrite their work.
And that creative limitation actually pushes artists to be really inventive.
It does. The best covers find a way to make the song their own without changing the building blocks. They bring a whole new emotional context to something we thought we knew inside and out.
Like taking a really fast rock song and slowing it way, way down.
Yeah, and suddenly you hear the lyrics in a completely different way. You notice a sadness or a depth that was kind of hidden by the speed of the original. The goal is always to make the song feel like it belongs in the here and now.
And sometimes that new version is so powerful, it completely overshadows the original. It becomes the one everyone knows.
This is where it gets really fun. I mean, the classic example has to be, I Will Always Love You.
You hear that title and you immediately hear Whitney Houston's voice, that huge, soaring vocal.
That incredible a cappella intro. It's iconic.
But that's not the original.
Not even close. The original is a really beautiful, quiet country song by Dolly Parton. It's about a sweet professional breakup.
And Whitney turned it into this massive, dramatic anthem about all-consuming love. The perspective shift is just incredible.
Or think about Bob Dylan's All Along the Watchtower. The original is, it's very Dylan. It's acoustic. It's kind of understated.
And then Jimi Hendrix gets his hands on it.
And he turns it into a psychedelic rock masterpiece. He builds this whole universe of sound around Dylan's words with these revolutionary guitar solos. For most people, the Hendrix version is the song.
Okay, one more. Respect.
Yes. Originally an Otis Redding song, and in his version, it's a guy asking his partner for some respect when he gets home from work.
A pretty simple request.
But then Aretha Franklin records it. She adds the R-E-S-P-E-C-T spell out. She changes the whole vibe.
And it becomes a global anthem for civil rights, for female empowerment. It completely transformed the song's meaning and power.
These examples just prove that a great melody is like a great foundation. You can build almost anything on top of it if you have a new vision.
Now, with modern music, especially hip-hop and pop, we have to make a really important distinction. The difference between a cover and a sample.
This is so crucial to understand. A cover, like we've been saying, is a brand new recording from scratch. New instruments, new vocals.
You're remaking the whole thing.
Right. A sample is different. You're taking an actual little piece of the original recording, the sound file itself.
Like the original drum beat or a tiny snippet of the original singer's voice.
Exactly. And you loop it into your new song. You're using a piece of the old record, not just the old idea.
But the main rule is the same, right? You still have to pay.
You still have to pay. Both covers and samples legally require royalties to go back to the original creators. That part never changes.
And technology has just made this whole process explode. I mean, look at reality TV singing shows.
Oh, totally. Shows like American Idol are basically built on covers. The whole competition is about who can give the best reinterpretation of a classic song.
And a great performance can make someone famous overnight. And it sends those old songs rocketing back up the charts.
And then there's the internet, YouTube, TikTok. They have completely changed the game.
Any kid in their bedroom with a guitar can record a cover, put it online.
And it can go viral globally. They can get a record deal without ever playing a single live show. It's made the whole industry more accessible, more democratic.
Which leads to this idea of a song becoming a standard.
Back in the day, you had composers like George Gershwin. They wrote songs that were so good. Every famous singer, like Frank Sinatra or Ella Fitzgerald, had to do their own version. They were part of the Great American Songbook.
And today we have new standards, songs by the Beatles or Elton John or Carole King.
Exactly. These are songs that are just so perfectly written, they can survive any trend. You can turn a Beatles song into a dance track, a country song, an orchestral piece.
And the core of it, the melody, is still brilliant.
That's when you know a song has become a true standard. It's timeless.
So when you really think about it, music is always in conversation with itself. It's this living thing.
It is. This balance between creating something totally new and skillfully reinterpreting the past is what keeps everything so interesting and diverse.
It's just like a classical musician interpreting a piece by Bach. The notes are the same, but the performance, the feeling, that's what's new.
So the next time you hear a song you love, it's worth asking yourself, is it the original writer's genius, or is it the performer's interpretation that's really connecting with you?
Good luck with your studies.